my fellow Americans. This is former President Barack Hussein Obama, and you're listening to the Mad Titan Podcast. Please be sure to support this young brother from Chicago, Jay Washington, because he's a funny bastard. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington. What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It is episode 64 of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. What's happening, people? I say that every single week the same way. What's going on? What y'all on? How you feeling? Hopefully, you out here, fuck the safe and sane and all that. If you are a black man listening to me, first and foremost, I love you. We need you. We are under attack. It is for what it is. They are lynching brothers out here. And I truly believe in my heart, it's the police. It's these cops. I don't think this is just some random group. I really think this is the cops being mad because they're told they can't shoot black people no more. So now they're going back to hanging. This is what I believe. It's how I feel. Now, if you upset as of right now and you mad I said that, I think you don't know what this podcast is. I think you got this mistaken for someplace else. I tell everybody off the rip, this is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. If you've never been in a black barbershop, let me tell you what happens. We talk about real shit. We take what we want to discuss and envelop it in the real world, how many times they both apply. And I don't give a shit about your feelings. I don't give a shit about your, well, it's only a few bad apples cop statements, because you know why? As everybody else has fucking told you, there shouldn't be any bad cops. You know why? Because people's lives are in their fucking hands. Okay? Plain and simple. We don't have bad doctors. You don't have bad pilots. You don't. When we have bad drivers, we get them off the road. Granted, you know, a lot of people drive illegally. Yes, I understand. But we do our best to get them off the road because we see somebody driving drunk or driving reckless. What's the first thing we say? They're going to kill somebody. So yes, I believe in this situation, it may be more than likely the cops. This is their retaliation. So again, back to my original statement to all the black men, I hope you are staying as safe and as vigilant, as watchful as you can, minding your surroundings and those who you are around. To my black sisters, I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I'm blessed for you. I'm blessed to be from one of you. I know it is said a lot that black women aren't treated with respect. They aren't protected by black men. Well, I think that's, in my case, a bunch of bullshit. I've done my wrong when it comes to relationships. I'll admit. I've done my dirt. But at the end of the day, as much as I've atoned for what I've done wrong, I will stand up for you and fight for you till my last breath. Like I said, I came from a black woman. I've been married to a black woman. I have a black woman a future black woman as a daughter. To my black LGBTQ fans, I got your back 100-fold. I don't know what more to say. I've always had LGBTQ friends. Always have had them. And it's never been a secret. But back in the day when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? Keep it honest. You couldn't just say you were an ally because everybody like, oh, yo, this gay ass nigga, oh, this old fag ass nigga. And you be like, nah, I'm not gay. What the fuck are you talking about? Because that's automatically what, you know, that's what ignorance will do. But I got your back 100-fold. I will fight in the streets with you. Yo, we can walk and march as long as I got on good shoes, because I got fallen arches, yo, and my feet won't take that long. Like, I be out here doing Focus T25 and dying. But I'm just saying I got your back too. I've had family members and friends I've had family friends. They're no longer friends of the family, but I have family members or friends who are members of the LGBTQ family. I got your back. To my sisters that don't fall under the Black Sisters umbrella. Yo, especially when it comes to comedy, I got your back. I'm gonna stick up for you just like anybody else. Everybody who knows me in the stand-up world, who knows me in the nerd world, who knows me personally knows if you rock with Jay and Jay rocks with you, he's got your back. That's no doubt about that. He's gonna ride with you. He's gonna support you. He's gonna be there for you. Now, we got that out of the way. I know y'all did not expect me to go this hard. First, 6 minutes, almost 5-6 minutes into the podcast, I didn't either. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't either. But it's just that I've been seeing more and more reports of black men being hung, and yes, I think a Mexican man was hung as well. But the sad part is they're just trying to chalk these all up to suicides, and no black man has ever wanted to hang himself from a tree to kill himself, especially mainly because we know of what the lineage of hanging black men from the tree means. We know what that effigy is of. And so we are not going to do that. So just to let you all know, for anybody who may try to play stupid or dumb, I know you aren't one of those who are listening to the podcast. I get that. But you might have people around you when you listen to this and you're like, yo, you need to hear what this brother's talking about. You need to hear what my man's talking about because he keeping shit A100 with you. And they might be like, well, people are trying to make a statement. Nah, nobody's making a statement like that. All right. So, again, your feelings, you can stop this right now. Press the button right now. If you're listening to it on YouTube, you can go and hit the dislike right now because you upset. Guess what? It don't matter. It is what it is. You do what you do. You do what you do. So let's get on into it. It's me by myself this week. It's me by myself. It's been a very busy week in a good way. And a lot of things have been happening. So in a good way, I've been working, I've been staying busy. And also, so I've been dealing with everything else and working out like crazy. And so now it's just me this week. I didn't get a chance to schedule anybody. So I was like, you know what? We're not going to do a last minute thing. We're just going to go ahead and rock out. So let's kick it off as I always do, my Marvel news. And then my first Marvel news story of the day. I don't know if you've been paying attention to social media, primarily on Twitter, but American Gods actress Yetedi Badaki, she played Bilquis in American Gods. I said American Gods actress, and then said she played Bilquis in American Gods. I really said that. Okay, yeah, that's what happened. She is currently campaigning to play Storm in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, there is a big question as to who Storm will be. We know that the X-Men eventually are going to come into the MCU, but a lot of people want Storm in particular because of her comic book marriage to T'Challa, the Black Panther, who we already got as Chadwick Boseman. So now we have to look at who would be that good pairing. Do you want to just go straight to Storm? You want to go straight to Storm before the X-Men, or do you want to have the X-Men and then introduce Storm and use them to introduce Storm? It's kind of a catch-22 with that, but the way we get to her is one thing. The question is, who do you cast as another? Now, with Yetedi, I'm all for it because I want a dark-skinned sister to be Storm, as she should be. I know a lot of people are going to say this is, in a sense, can be colorism and blah, 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 but no. Storm deserves to be a chocolate sister who can act, who can give you what you need out of this role, this dramatic, this power. And if you watched American Gods, you know that Yetedi Badaki gave you that in every single form and in every single scene in which she was in. And no, I'm not just talking about the sexual scenes, because yes, that was dope. It's always so dope to see beautiful chocolate skin glistening off light with lipstick, but nonetheless, but you notice what she can give you. Now, I tweeted. I'm going to tell you some things that I tweeted, which you should be following me already on Twitter. I don't know what the problem is. The problem is, why are you not following me? It's Mr. J. Washington is what you should do. But I tweeted that more than likely, these aren't the exact words, so I don't, matter of fact, I'm trying to pull them up while I'm here talking to you guys, because I wanted to bring up who I believe will mess around and be Storm, okay? Because this is, so I said, Yara Shahidi is going to be Storm or Riri Williams. Bookmark this. Hashtag the Mad Titan Podcast. Yara Shahidi from Blackish, Grownish. I I forgot the other a couple movies, Netflix movies or whatnot. And I'm going to pull it up. But yeah, she's already in. The thing is, when people are already in the Disney family, which Marvel is under Disney, when people are already in the Disney family, you have to remember that they'll instantly use those because it's quicker. Yeah, that was the movie I was looking for. She was in Imagine That. She was in The Sun Is Also a Star. And from Salt years back, 10 years ago. Just remember, when people are in that Disney family, it's easy to move them around from one project to the next because it's a comfort. It's a comfort factor. It's a recognizability factor. We know how you work. We know your work ethic. So no one has an issue with that. So that's why I could see Yara Shahidi doing that. But then I had to backtrack if they decided to go younger. Now, I don't know if they're going to go, because if they go younger, that means I do not expect them to go the Storm T'Challa marriage route until they decide to fast forward some years out of nowhere. Because remember, now we are automatically 5 years ahead in the MCU. So we're no longer playing year for year, date for date. Post Endgame, we're 5 years ahead now. So we've time jumped already. So then I said, okay, we're going to go younger. Second thought, I said Marseille Martin may end up being Riri Williams. Now, didn't take away from Storm. Marseille Martin, she's from Blackish as well. She had this movie Little, and she is one of the youngest executive producers in Hollywood currently. Now, I said, if you ask me who I want to as Storm, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's Yetedi Badaki. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I want her because, again, the look, the feel, the passion. I do have one issue I don't have an issue. I do have one thing that I thought about that I wonder would Marvel use that as a strike against her. Now, y'all are probably wondering, what are you thinking, Jay? Like, what would you think would be a strike against someone who is a great actress, who is beautiful, has a beautiful sun-kissed complexion? She's thick, and I'm not saying fat at all. Yetedi Badaki is thick in a cold way. She's a stacked sister. Now, for the ladies who are thinking I'm trying to objectify her, hopefully you catch on. To the brothers who are just thinking like, well, what's the problem with that? I want you to hear me out. I need you to look at all of the women in the MCU. Look at all of the women in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Look at their body structures. I know people will say, well, what about Scarlett Johansson when she had the Black Widow suit on and how it just amplified everything? True. The camera does enhance. I'm not saying Scarlett Johansson does not have a shape. I'm saying in person, Scarlett Johansson is not that damn thick. You know what I'm saying? Yetedi Badaki is thick. She is built. She has that, stuff things that men see in a woman and like, God damn, you are beautiful and your body is just banging. That body type is outside the norm from what we see in the MCU. There's this belief that you have to be a certain body frame and structure when it comes to playing these characters. And you can be a dude and be bulky and muscular because we're going to expect that from a dude. When it comes to having a frame and she isn't bulky or she isn't muscular per se, it's like, oh, are we over-sexualizing her once we put her in the suit and blah, 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 blah. And does that look right in the camera? These are the ass-backwards way of thinking, thoughts that they have. And so I think that would be the only drawback, unfortunately, which for me and many others, men and women, would not be an issue at all. I know men and women were like, yo, she got a bad body. She works on her body. It's amazing. So what's the problem? But then you look at everybody else. You look at every single other body type of every other woman in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you see a pattern. It's not a bad pattern, but it's a pattern. And that's what's something that they delineate from if they go with her, which again, to delineate and go from the norm is nothing wrong with that. But working in television and film, being an actor, understanding how casting now works. I'm busting my ass to work for a certain role that I'm in the works for something. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I need everybody's blessings and prayers on it. I won't go full into detail with it, but I know that I need to have this certain frame, this certain build, this certain look now. And I mean, granted, it's also for me to get into this way. It's also for me to feel this good about myself. But when you see it, you're like, okay. You get what people how the TV executive's mind works. You can either be skinny, muscular, or fat. There is no in between. And people will bring up certain examples. There is a rarity of quote unquote fat people who are allowed to be successful and stars. Most fat people, they're a star, but they're a supporting star. They're a number 3 or 4 or 2 in most cases. So just want to point that out, but I hope that does happen. I hope she gets it. My other story. So I don't know if you've heard, but the NBA is coming back, and it's going to begin at Disney World on July 31st. It's going to be in the they're going to have it. They're going to do like the Wide World of Sports complex at Disney World. It's owned by Disney, ESPN, which ESPN is owned by Disney, and they're going to finish out the NBA season, going into the playoffs and everything, right? Well, Disney reached a deal with the NBA to allow them to finish that season, but also give a bonus for players. Now, they will reportedly be able to attend screenings of upcoming Disney films, including Black Widow, while taking part of the rest of the season. Now, both the players and their families will be able to take advantage of these amenities, and it obviously serves as an incentive for these NBA stars to sequester themselves in Disney World for a duration of the season. Now, it could mean that reactions from the film were shared online too, giving fans a hint up to what to expect from the film when it's released in November. This is kind of tricky because one thing that Disney does, and they pride themselves a lot on, is trying to keep spoilers from leaking. When I've gone to press screenings and early screenings, that you're already under an NDA, that states that you can't say anything about this of media otherwise until a certain date, and then you can't give a full review until a certain date. Well, the odds of that being followed by NBA players and their families are slim to none, especially the families. Kids, they're going to want to tell their friends automatically. They're going to want to tell their friends. You got some partners and spouses who are like, so what will happen to me? Like, nothing's going to happen to me, so I'll say it. And I don't know how I don't want to use this word. How do you police that? You know what I'm saying? How do you keep that in check? How do you keep that from coming out and becoming a big thing? How do you do that? Like, how do you make sure what you've kept a track record of still holds up through this? Because they'll see Black Widow. By the time, that's probably the only one, because by the time they're done with the season and everything, they won't be there for Eternals. But Black Widow is just the one they're probably worried about. Now, I don't know of any other Disney films that are slated, because I don't know if Mulan has a new release date of yet. I'm not 100% sure. You can hear me clicking in the background. Mulan release date. So it's supposed to come out next month in July, but it probably will. It'll hit theaters. So yeah, it'll hit theaters. So we'll be there. Jungle Cruise is set to come out too. So yeah, I think just Black Widow will be the one. I think that'll be the one they're really focused on. But I mean, if that's an amenity you got to give to players and their families to say, hey, since you're already in this complex within Disney World, this housing complex, and you have to stay here for 3-4 months at the most, we're gonna make it as best as possible for you all in each and every way. And so I can completely get it. I can completely get it. Try to give as many amenities and doing things because as a company, you want to make sure these people are comfortable because, of course, not only are they're playing basketball, but look what a lot of them love to do. The overwhelming majority love to do. They love the game, but now you're taking away their personal freedoms. They can't have parties. They can't go out and kick it like they normally would after games. They have to go back to their homes or dorms or wherever the case they may be. So I get it all in all. We'll just have to see how that plays out. And in my final bit of Marvel news that I have right now, because I haven't seen much drop from Marvel, casting is now back underway for Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. Now, of course, everything had been shut down due to COVID-19, and casting is now back up, and so hopefully soon we will have a Miss Marvel. We will have a full cast of that show. I'm personally, granted, I want to know who's gonna play Kamala Khan. I want to know, and I want to know exactly how you're gonna do it. I'm fine with it. I want a Kamala Khan. That there are a beautiful amount of Muslim, Middle Eastern actresses that can portray this role. So for me to have my guess of who it is and who would be, I don't think would serve it justice. But also, I want to know who's Moon Knight. I don't know about y'all. I'm still waiting on finding out who's Moon Knight, because that's one of the ones I've been waiting on for a minute. Like, I feel like we know everything that's happening with this story. We know what Mark Spector's going to do. We know what other characters they're going to bring in. We probably know who's going to play these other characters. But what we don't know yet is who's going to play Moon Knight. And so I'm ready for that one. So, but yeah, the casting for Miss Marvel is back underway. I have not watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season. I thought I was going to rock with it for the final season. I really did. And unfortunately, I just cannot. I've not heard any positive reactions, so let's say, from people who I know were diehard fans, and that really, really scares me, if you will. That really makes me hesitant on things. It makes me like, well, damn, if this isn't good, then are they leaving on a terrible note? I mean, granted, the show had already had its ups and downs and gone different ways, but I probably will catch up on it and binge it at one point, because guess what? I'm still not working my bouncer gig, so I mean, on top of working on stuff on the internet, I'm still here, so I can go ahead and binge it out. I probably will binge it out one weekend coming up very soon, all right? So that's all I got for Marvel news for the day. And in DC news, here's the first biggest news that came out of DC. DC FanDome, is dropping in August. Now, of course, their comic cons, shall I say, comic conventions as a whole in person, are pretty much done for the year. Of course, a litany of virtual cons have happened. I've been a part of two. I've done FanX's virtual things, virtual panels. I've done Mainframe Comic Con's virtual panels. And so those are happening. Okay, those are things. San Diego Comic-Con itself is doing San Diego Comic-Con at home. I'm also registered as press for that. I'm in talks to be doing a couple things about that as well, so we will see. But now DC has officially announced they are doing FanDome. And here's the thing. They're starting on August 22nd, starting at 10 a.m. Warner Brothers is welcoming fans everywhere into a free virtual fan experience where no badge is required. And so what they're going to do, you're going to hear from cast and creators behind your favorite feature films and TV stars. Now, here's the list of things, so just pay attention. Aquaman, The Batman, Batwoman, Black Adam, Black Lightning, DC Superhero Girls, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, DC Stargirl, Doom Patrol, The Flash, Harley Quinn, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, Lucifer, Pennyworth, Shazam, The Suicide Squad, Supergirl, Superman and Lois, Teen Titans Go, Titans, Watchmen, Young Justice Outsiders, and coming this fall to theaters worldwide, Wonder Woman 1984. So you are going to have The Rock as a part of this, Gal Gadot a part of this. You're going to get stuff about the Snyder Cut more than likely. Robert Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz as well from the Batman. So you're gonna get, excuse me, ooh, it's really, I forget that when you're doing all this talking your damn self, it's a bit draining, but you're gonna get all of this information. Now they are doing, so the epicenter, what they're doing, there's like six different things that are happening. So here's how it goes. Okay, so the Hall of Heroes, this is the epicenter of it. It's where you can experience all the special programming, panels, and content reveals from a variety of films, TV series, and games. It's going to be available in several languages, which include Brazilian Portuguese, Chinese, English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, and Spanish. Now from there, you can navigate into the DC multiverse, which you will explore, they say, 5 other satellite worlds, each with its own localized content and unique activities, and one world fully devoted to our younger fans. So here we go. So you got the Watchverse. This is where you grab a seat, you sit back, and you join the virtual audience to become completely engrossed in hours of must-see content from around the world. Now, that's going to include everything from panels, exclusive screenings, to never-before-seen footage, featuring cast, creators, and behind-the-scenes crew from across DC films, TV, home entertainment, and games. You're going to have the DC Universe, where the fans are the stars to see the most amazing user-generated content, cosplay, and fan art from around the world, and including perhaps your own. You're going to have the Kidsverse, which is what this does is it's a special world which can be accessed directly at DCKidsFanDome.com, and this area features a broad range of family-friendly activations for their younger fans. DC Insiderverse, it's a creatively based world containing a centerpiece of featuring legendary artists at DC, CCO publisher Jim Lee, president of DC-based film productions Walter Hamada, and creator of the DC TV Arrowverse, executive producer Greg Berlanti. They're going to welcome fans with a one-on-one style introduction to the DC multiverse, and from there you're going to go behind the scenes with all the master artisans who bring DC to life in all its forms, from comic books to games, TV, movies, theme parks, consumer products, and more. Then you have the DC Funverse. This is where you're going to take your DC FanDome experience and gather cool shareables. Check out the comic book reader, the DIY cool Wonder Woman 84 Golden Armor and Batmobile kits. There's going to be digital giveaways and a store filled with merchandise, including some limited edition exclusives. Now here's where I'm so stoked. There's the Blurred and Bougie House. And that's the second annual celebration of Black nerd culture, and it returns with the all-new Blurred and Bougie House at DC Fandom. Is bringing blurs, Latinx geeks, and all nerds to party with the purpose vibes. And if you were one of the people that were lucky enough to get into the first ever Blurred and Bougie boat party, which featured DJ D Nice at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, which I was so honored to be in the building. Shouts out to Wendy Roseberry, Lachelle Sargent, everybody that put that together. Oh my God, it was amazing. It says fans will not want to miss connections and conversations designed for the culture. Like, I was a part of it last year. I still have my Dreaming Black Blurred and Bougie sticker on my laptop. I have my Blurred and Bougie battery packs that they gave us. That moment for me, you know, I say a lot of things are highlights of my careers, which they are, because I do some things that are surreal and just like unbelievable that I'm a part of, from television to film to stand up and more. And to be on that boat with a bunch of other people who cover this, a bunch of other nerds, but also be with a bunch of stars on the boat. A bunch of stars who, while we're there, you know, all these stars from these TV shows and movies, many who know you by name already, many who just meet you and have heard about you, and many you're just kicking it with just to be cool with. It was such an amazing moment. I wish I could tell y'all so much more about how that experience was. So I am so looking forward to the Blurred and Bougie House. I'm definitely excited for it. Also, it jumpstarts my birthday week. My birthday is August 25th, and this kicks off on August 22nd. So I already know what we own. Plain and simple, fam. I already know what we own, so I'm looking forward to that. HBO is doing something real dope, and I'm glad they're doing it. And this has been Warner Media's theme throughout everything that's going on, especially with the new revolution that is happening. For some reason, we have to have this push for equality, which it shouldn't be a thing to have, but we have to have it because for some reason, Black people are still considered less than human. But they're dropping the Watchmen series this weekend for people to watch for free, all 9 episodes, and it is very, very important for those of you who have not seen it that you do watch it. Watchmen is an alternate reality of the world where the cops have to wear masks. Go figure. Because they are targeted, supposedly. And cops cannot use their weapons in their cars unless they have the authority to unlock it. You find this is how a lot of people found out about the Black Wall Street Tulsa Massacre of 1921, was from the very first episode of Watchmen. It is worthwhile checking it out this weekend if you do not have HBO access normally, and if you have not seen Watchmen, I highly, highly, highly recommend you take some time out of your weekend. If you got nothing going on, sit back, put this up, and I promise you will be educated on a lot of things, because as much as this is a comic book show, as much as this is based in a fictional alternate reality, as much as this is rooted with the Watchmen universe, there are a lot of historical and realistic moments and symbolism within the show you all definitely need to check out. So please do that. It will expand your mind more than you probably didn't think you would have it expanded. So just take it from your boy. Go on, check it out. Go on and check it out, all right? And my last bit of DC news that I have right now, Robert Pattinson, his training regimen has been revealed. Now, yeah. So now I say it this way because y'all remember it was like he wasn't working out because he felt like people were part of the problem working out every day. He was like, he just chilling because certain action stars didn't have to look like shit. And everybody was like, oh, you trying to be Adam West Batman around this bitch? You trying to be dad bod Batman? That's like, hey, bro, we've set the precedent that you can't be dad bod Batman. We can't go back to that. Well, from an excerpt in Healthy for Men magazine, now this was via direct, he's been running every day, adhering to a strict diet, and doing the sort of work that doesn't necessarily increase bulk, but it makes him strong and lean. Now, here are some details from the workout, all right? Check this out. As far as the gym, he's getting abs fast, and getting abs fast has involved a regular 5-minute cardio workout, then a circuit of bicycle crunches, dumbbell side bends, double crunches, and to Superman with 3 sets of 25 reps per move. Whew, Lord. He's running he will run 5 to 10 kilometers 3 or 4 times per week outdoors, as well as hitting the gym. He's been doing military style sandbag routines on the beach. He's also boxing and has been an advocate of long walks as a way of loosening up and freeing the mind. As far as his diet, he's cut down on alcohol and stripped back on processed meat and fried foods as a way of accelerating his physical transformation. You know what? I'm with it. I just wish you wouldn't have let everybody think he's around here just trying to be just, yeah, I'm Batman. I'm gonna work out when I feel like working out. You know what I'm saying? Call my mama later and tell me how you think. You know, that's what I wish he'd never would done, but that's what we got. And so I can't honestly be mad at him. I really can't, because it's like, well, bro, that's what you wanted to do. That's what you wanted to do. That's how you wanted us to feel, I guess. And so now we just have to deal with it, right? Yeah. So we just got to wait to see. Again, we'll probably get a trailer at DC FanDome. That'll be the first trailer for the Batman. We'll get that for sure. I know it's a couple weeks late, but I finally watched the season finale of Legends of Tomorrow. Yo, the fact they were able to get Cisco in that joint and actually perform the song was the greatest. This is why I love Legends. They have no rules. They can do a bunch of wild and crazy shit, have fun, still be action-packed, and have heart. Tala Ashe is like a star. For her to play 2 different Zaris, and they both to have completely different personalities, and one completely unlike the other, speaks volumes. I just want to say that. I can't wait to tell you all about Doom Patrol. I cannot officially talk about it until Saturday, June 20th. So I'll give you some social media thoughts about then. And the first review for Doom Patrol will drop June 25th after the first episode drops on DC Universe. Stargirl. I am loving how they are introducing new members of the JSA. I love the fact we got the new Dr. Midnight and Hour Man. My full review is up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAYWashington80. Okay, so I think that's all of that. Let me see. I don't have any phone calls or emails this week from the hotline, from the Mad Titan Podcast hotline, 818-276-6947, 818-276-6947. You can get your calls in, and you can email me as well. If you don't like to hear your voice, you can email me, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. Email me those, all right? That is all I have got for today. Thank you, everybody, for rocking out with your boy this episode, episode 64. Please make sure you rate and review this episode. And you know what that does? I say it every week, and it is a real thing. This boosts us up higher in the algorithm so more people can find out about the podcast. They know what's going on. They all of a sudden see, like, yo, what's the Mad Titan Podcast? And it's right in front of them, right in their ears, and I want to be able to give that to people, so I need your help with that. Please rate and review. If it's been a while since you've left a review, go ahead and do it again. Whether you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, whatever, make sure you rate and review this. Please do that, all right? Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. J Washington. That's MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington by now. I don't know. We got to have this. Why we got to have this? Join my Supervillain Squad on Patreon. Patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Become a member of the squad. I got another conversation I'm about to throw up there probably today or tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit more about diversity in TV shows, comic book TV shows and movies. And when it comes to gender switching and race switching, we're going to talk about that. I want to have a discussion with the squad. I want to know the squad's thoughts about that. Also, there's several tiers. Well, a couple tiers. The $5 tier is just a general support tier to show your love and everything for the Patreon's $5 a month. And what that does, it also makes you a producer of this show, because without you, there is no show. Without you, I can't, have the programs to edit this, the program to, the server to upload it, things like that. So you are a producer and an integral part of the show, as well as the new $25 one-on-one with the Supervillain tier. Here's what that is. A lot of people, I love that you all hit me up. You all have discussions with me. You all want to have further in-depth discussions with me. You want to pick my brain on some things. You want to just talk. You want to just shoot the shit with your boy. And so I know it may seem a little, weird to do it. But what this does is, if you're willing to invest that in me, I have to make sure I invest the time in you. And we're going to have a 1 hour sit down. We're going to record it. Whether it just be just audio or video and audio, we're going to record it. It's just going to be us chopping it up. It's unfiltered. It's all raw. It's just keeping it A100 with each other. And with your permission, if you are the person being recorded, we're going to upload it to the Patreon so everyone can hear or see and hear what we exactly talk about. And so I want to give back to you all. That's from the $25 tier. And also, I want to thank people who are part of the $25 tier, first and foremost, who I will we'll be setting up. Well, I'm gonna thank you all when I do the whole list of everything, because there's so many people out here. Y'all just are so special to me right now. Who will be setting up? I will be setting up your one-on-one with the Supervillain. So we're gonna set up those dates. We're gonna see what date works for you all, what date works for me. We're gonna have these one-on-one chats. And again, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I keep it real right here. If you watch me on Blurs in the Hood with Winston A. Marshall, which you should be doing every Tuesday, 2 p.m. on the YouTube channel, Blurs in the Hood, youtube.com/Blurs in the Hood, and twitch.tv/Blurs in the Hood. I'm always going to be honest. And so a lot of conversations I don't address on air, or sometimes not even on here. And so I will be completely open, completely honest, and keep it A100 with y'all all the way through. So with that being said, let me say thank you to all of the members of the Supervillain Squad, all of the producers of this show, to the newest producer, Travis Earl, thank you so much. To the existing members of the squad, Adam Collins, Adelia Chamberlain, Alberto's Rios, thank you. And I'm setting up your one-on-one with the Supervillain Squad. I'm going to hit you up, bro, ASAP. We're going to set that up. Akeem J. Brown, Ashley King, AZ Badfish, Blue 87 Jones, Brandon Buckingham, Brian Kimmett, Brock Stevenson, California Joe, Cheryl Corman, Christopher Connolly, Kasi Nachalobe, David Bemke, David Adams, David Gangs, Dizzle, DJ Snacks, Edward Wilshire, Fanboy Cantina, Fillmore Pockets, Fred Castillo, Greg Morishik, Hank Staley, Hillary Nellums, Jake Icavetta, James Smart, Jared Simpson, Jason Inman, Jeffrey Chadorn, Jim Mason, Jim Payne, Joe Crack, John Mariano, John Lestrina, Kirsty Oliveria, Kyle Grandinetti, LK, Marcus Kennedy, Marcus Burton, Mikey Lito, Paisley Darts, Randy Constance, Raul Alejandro Mendoza, Rudy Rueda, Samir Tafai. I will be setting up your one-on-one with the supervillain, bro. Thank you as well. I will be setting it up soon. Steve Tozen and the Prince That Wasn't Promised. Thank you all for first and foremost being supporters and believers in your boy. Secondly, being producers of the Mad Titan podcast. Put that on your resume. You're a producer of the show. And for, like I said, believing in me. And for those who will be setting up the one-on-one with the supervillain, again, you can go to Patreon. You can upgrade your tier, or you can join it at that level. And again, it's $25. You can do it a month. We can have these conversations once a month. Believe you me, I got a lot to talk about, and I can go with you. So let's have fun with that. All right. The YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAY Washington 80. Go ahead, check that out. Again, my reviews of Stargirl are up there. Winston A. Marshall, myself, reviews of Harley Quinn up there. My newest movie review of The Five Bloods is up there. My reaction to the Doom Patrol trailer is up there. Like I said, the Doom Patrol reviews will be coming up there. I go live on the channel sometimes and just shoot the shit as well. But, it's not as focused and condensed as the one-on-one with the supervillain would be. So that happens also as well. And what else is there? That's Blurs in the Hood I told you guys about. What else? I'm on Game Time Mondays with Roka. I won't be on this Monday because I'm going back home to Chicago for a couple of days. Clear my head and, just get out the world. So I think that's about all I got. All right. So thank you guys always, each and every week, for listening to your boy. I appreciate y'all a millionfold. It's like I told y'all a while back that if I had to do these episodes by myself, I didn't know I'd be able to do it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to push through them because I thought it would be real awkward. But I feel like I'm just shooting the shit with the family. And so that's what you all are. Everybody that listens, you're the family. And so I appreciate you all. And so I will holler at you guys next week. Till then, take care. I'm out. Be blessed. Be safe. For real. Shit's real in these streets. Holler at y'all later. Bye.